Oh, really?
Beat them 65-63.
Dang.
Live, by the way.
First loss of the year.
I think that made two undefeated teams that Salisbury. Who did they play yesterday?
Salisbury's team wasn't undefeated.
No. A team they beat to make it to state, I think, was like 29-0 or something.
Yeesh.
Can you imagine having a season like that and then just at the very end, just coming up just a touch short?
Glasgow got waxed yesterday.
Really?
Oh no.
They got waxed by 40.
Ooh.
Oh no. How good is the team they're playing? Or
hang on here. I need scoreboard. I need yesterday. St. E made it. That's a team from Jeff City. They lost in their... Oh, that was in the championship, so they took second. Where's the Glasgow game? Hang on. There it is. 81-45 against Jefferson.
Oh, my God. 36 points.
Yeah. Yeah, the team Salisbury faced was 25-6, and then it was Plattsburgh that was undefeated.
Man, hey, you remember that time that I was a senior and we had to forfeit our senior season? Yeah, me too.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Wildin'.
Man. Some days, man, I think about that and I'm like, man, I really wish that would have turned out different. And then other days I'm like, it's high school basketball, Jacob. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean...
Moberly girls are in quarterfinals.
Oh, nice. What class is Moberly again? Are they 3A?
4.
Oh, they're...
Really?
Okay.
I didn't realize they were class 4.
Dang.
Yep.
So a lot of the schools around here are 6 and 7A. Like, they're that big.
Yeah.
Apparently, Julio Jones went to school at Foley High School, where the hospital is.
Oh, nice.
For some random reason, I knew that. Like, if you could have asked me, I think just because the Lamberts thing sticks out to me is probably the only reason I even know where Foley, Alabama's at. I ain't gonna lie to
you. Man, I'd tell Jesse I'm moving to Foley, and he goes, "Oh man, Lamberts!"
First thing out of my mouth.
Roll, baby.
It was the very first thing out of his mouth.
That'd be like a good video. Like make a video out of like driving down there, and you got to stop at every Lamberts on the way there.
Man, that'd be a trek around Missouri, though. You know,
I mean, yeah, it definitely you definitely go like a day out of your way, but you know, it's.
Did the Eureka boys? Oh dang! I'm just looking. I'm
what do
looking
you
over
get
the
there?
scoreboard here. The Eureka boys.
Wait, hold
and
on.
girls
Are we
both
live
made
yet?
it.
I said we're
Quarterfinals.
live.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Waiting for a minute.
So what do you
Hashtag
get there?
chat.
That's what I need to know.
I mean, is there anything else on the menu besides chicken fried steak?
Yeah, for
Anything
sure.
on the menu outside of throwed rolls and then just the unlimited sides.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that also. I mean, to be fair.
Man, okay, so what's your favorite pass around?
Ooh,
rolls.
I mean,
No,
yeah,
that's not a pass
yeah,
around. That's not a pass
They
around.
pass. They pass them.
Yeah, they pass them.
Like you're loopholing here. Like that's a given.
Yeah. The rolls are good. They're bigger than Paxton's head.
Yeah. So
It's been a minute
man,
since I've
I ain't
been,
touching that one.
truthfully.
So, like, I feel like if you go in there and you don't like rolls, you might as well not even go there. Like, yeah, the other food's good, but like, why are you going there if you don't like rolls? It's the home of the throwed rolls.
This is true.
But as far as the pass around goes, oh man, I'm not a big fan of it. Literally anywhere else, I don't know what they do to it, and I probably don't want to know. Big fried okra guy.
I'm
gonna
telling
say
you,
the
Coach
fried
Terry,
okra's solid.
I
Yeah,
could really
I
get
like-
used to this
I like the fried
retirement
okra
thing.
too.
Coach K?
Okay.
You're watching an
Sorry,
ad?
chat. No, it just like randomly started playing on this ESPN tab I got pulled up.
Oh, nice.
The roast beef is solid too.
Oh, I definitely will not go there to eat roast beef.
Old fashioned pot roast piled
that's what
up with
Arby's
mashed
is
potatoes
for.
and 2 sides.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
It's like an open face.
Oh, it's like a horseshoe?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, hear me out. Okay. I love their chicken pot pie. It's fire. However, their freaking chicken strips are some of the best chicken strips I've ever had in my life.
So, yeah, you keep talking. I got to go. I got to turn off my camera. My child needs help.
BRB, LOL, JK.
We're off to a screaming start today.
Yeah.
Shouts outs to kids.
Eureka's boys and girls both made Class 6 quarterfinals. That's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, both of them to make it is definitely impressive.
I mean, the boys' record wasn't anything to write home about. It was 17-11.
But man, just like was it your senior season? It might have been my senior season when we entered district play of baseball at 2-7 because a lot of our games had gotten rained out.
That was my senior year.
Okay, and then we ended up 6-8, I think, because we wanted to be 7-7 to make it to state and lost in quarterfinals. Yeah. So, I mean, we only played 14 games, and I don't remember how many we had scheduled, like 20 something, I'm sure.
Yeah, that was a real wet spring.
It was. I don't know about you.
Because remember that's when I had the thing with my finger.
Oh yeah.
And I ended up missing. I only actually sat 2 games.
# bunting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, didn't you get your finger bit trying to bunt?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he got it real bit. Two kids at practice.
Same day,
Two
right?
kids at practice. Same
day.
Pitching machine incident.
Yep.
Our coach had that.
Jake's was because he had his hand actually wrapped around the bat, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Man, and honestly, that's what I loved about the connections is that having that little like rubber piece in the middle. I just put my I pinched my fingers behind it, and just kind of moved the barrel of the bat that way. Like I don't know. Obviously, I didn't bunt very much in high school, but
yeah, I was going to say, why are we bunting here? Can we talk about that for a second?
Okay, so Coach Slacker's a big old school coach. You know, believes in squeezes and
the art of manufacturing the run.
Yeah, small ball. Like, and I know you don't agree with that, but
I'm just talking shit, really.
Well, we've had a discussion before about small ball in the major leagues, and you're like, no, let them swing the bat.
No, okay. So when was that? Are you talking on this podcast?
No, it's been a while.
I mean, I don't ever remember being opposed to small ball.
So we were practicing bunting because we knew it was going to be a low scoring game because we were going to face a pretty good pitcher. Do you remember Curtis Bunch from La Plata?
I never played him. Or you must be talking to him.
No, I'm talking to either one of you. I know Gabe probably remembers him.
Gabe, this is your kid.
Yep. No, I remembered him. He was
Where's
talking
your
to
mic
you.
At? Your fancy mic.
He left it. Yeah, he left it.
Forgot to grab
I just realized you weren't using it. I was like, hang on a second.
Using new studio space and you forget to grab your essentials.
# studio space.
# what's that?
So Curtis Bunch could throw probably upper 70s, low 80s, and had a pretty wicked curveball. And so for whatever reason, our coach had the pitching machine set on like freaking 90 so we could try to bunt off of it.
That'll get you ready.
Dude.
Oh, it did.
It got 2 kids ready for sure. Anyways, it is what it is, but I mean, it was a little excessive.
You know those ice bags that you pop?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. When I split my finger and we were trying to figure out what to do, the assistant coach was so frazzled by the whole situation when he went to pop it, he beast-sploded the whole bag. Beast-sploded the whole bag. I had that liquid like running down my hand. He was starting to get frazzled quick.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Felt bad for him. Yeah, it was a wild deal.
Yeah, it was insane.
So
that was your senior year, or was that your junior year?
Senior year.
That's right.
that's what I was going to say is I only ended up missing 2 actual games and then was able to splint it and play because of all those rainouts that we had.
So, tell me about, speaking of baseball, tell me about the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah. Oh, you ready to start?
Oh man, he just segued right into it.
Yeah,
he
what
did.
else are we doing?
Well, so let me
10-minute
close
mark.
out of the golf tab. That
Usually give them 10 minutes here. They had their 10 minutes.
Yeah. Love the World Baseball Classic, number 1. Number 2, it's wild because you get some of these major league players that go and play for their national team, and then they're playing with guys that are a big deal in other leagues.
Yeah, see?
And so you're just drawing all this interest from other things. So the example I was going to give you is Team Korea, for instance. Has
Shout out Tommy
Pham on
Edman.
it. Or Tommy Edman. Yeah, not Tommy Pham, Tommy Edman. But had KK, the former Cardinals pitcher, on the bump.
Shouts out KK Kim.
And then they were facing Team Japan, who had Shohei and then had Lars Nootbaar. And then you trickle in all these other guys that are part of the KBO that are these big deals, in the Korean Baseball League that nobody's ever heard about. And the crowd was wild.
Really?
Japan ended up smoking them. I think the final was 13-4.
So I think I saw a
Holy
statistic at one point. Was it said 42% of households were tuned in to that baseball game?
Yep.
That's nuts.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's kind of a wild number to think about. And the thing I like about that is baseball is worldwide. It's not like it has special rules or special sports or funky lines or a different ball. I mean, it's ball and bat and a glove. And you go out there and play.
The crazy thing is, obviously we know who Lars Nootbaar is just being Cardinals fans or whatever. He had a good second half last year and was pretty electric. But to me, I didn't know that Lars and Nootbaar were Japanese names. Had no idea until the World Baseball Classic.
Lars is?
Yep.
His mom's Japanese.
His mom's Japanese.
I thought Lars was like a European name.
Like a Viking name or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I read that somewhere the other day when I was like, why is Lars playing for Japan? And then they're like, well, the name Lars and Nootbaar are both common, or I don't know if the right term is common, but they're Japanese names.
Yeah. Very interesting. I did not know that.
Looks like the name Lars may originally have been of Scandinavian origin.
Okay.
But no, so yeah, his mom is Japanese. So they did tell one cool stat. So Tommy Edman and then Lars were both born in the U.S. And so they're the first players to play for a national team that wasn't born in that nation.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I think they just changed the rules this year, didn't they, to allow things like that? Or
Yeah, I don't know how it works exactly.
I don't know.
I remember talking about it.
I saw somebody comment on the World Baseball Classic on Instagram. They posted a sliding catch of Lars, patrolling center field, and made that good play. And he made another one against Korea, I guess. I just saw on the screen over here.
Yep, in the 4th inning. That one, I mean, it felt like he ran for days for that one. Looks like Japan just cashed their ticket. They beat the Czech Republic earlier.
There was a guy that was like, what these people are doing is because they're not good enough to play for the United States. And I'm just like, that's not at all, what this is about.
No, not at all.
Freddie Freeman plays for Canada, who's born in the United States, but, his parents were both from Canada, and he's got Canadian heritage.
Not only that, but Tommy Edman was from a defensive standpoint, he was 9th overall in WAR statistics.
Yeah, right. It's like that's the thing that gets me with this stuff. Is it's not like these guys are going to play somewhere else so they can have a chance to play. Like it's
right.
just like Jacob said. Like they have heritage somewhere, and it's also a chance for guys to take the field together that might not ever take the field together because of their heritage. I think it's a cool thing. Like I think it's something.
So speaking to that, so because Lars is on Team Japan, they made him be the decider on what they would do in a celebration if they got a hit. So all last season the Cardinals did the pepper grinder.
Okay.
And so Lars got to first base, hit him with the pepper grinder. So now you see guys like Shohei, running around the bases and he's pepper grinding.
You know what's funny about that is saw something on Twitter the other day where somebody said Shohei doing the Lars Nootbaar pepper grinder confirmed going to St. Louis.
I did wonder about that though. How many of these guys, because they are able to play on their national teams like that, how much that
try
influences.
to
recruit or just influences the decision to maybe think about a city that they maybe wouldn't have before.
Well, you got to think about like the friendships that they develop and the relationships that they come through with in these World Baseball Classics, and then that probably does weigh on like a free agent or somebody who gets to make their own decision type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. And like I think some of that too. What's the word you want to use? Might give players a chance to mingle with other players. Kind of like I think the All-Star festivities kind of do that across all sports. Kind of give players a chance to kind of mingle and maybe kind of work an angle, finagle a guy a little bit. Might be on a contract here. Hey, what do you think about coming and playing with us? Kind of thing. I think that stuff totally happens, and this is just kind of another cool thing to like maybe one, do that, and two, it's also just another stage for exposure. Exposure for guys that might not be in the league, might be in the Japanese baseball league or wherever else. To get them some exposure as well, or maybe even work on bringing them back to the States with them, or even vice versa. Guys that want to. Because who is it? Who's the big name in the MLB that went to the Japanese Baseball League and he's pretty much just stayed over there? Help me out here. Who am I thinking of? Drawing completely blank.
Time to hit the goose.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got me curious.
Japanese. It's a race.
I don't know who you're gonna go with.
Was it Hideki Matsui? No, he came back to the United States.
God, who am I thinking?
Are you talking about the cat that played with the Brewers a couple years ago?
I think it was
big old arms.
I think. Oh, Eric Thames.
Yeah.
But I just don't think he was good enough in the MLB to stay.
But
that's gonna drive me nuts.
That's where he made a name for himself.
I think there was a pitcher that Jesse's talking about that stayed over there. I can't remember who it was though, but I think it was a pitcher.
I mean, KK was huge in the KBO.
Was it Kenta Maeda?
And then
no. Let me.
Was it Tanaka? Masahito?
Was it the KBO or did he go to the Japanese?
Pretty sure it was the Japanese Baseball League.
Okay.
Oh, geez. Let's see.
Did you guys know that Dave Roberts played in the Japanese Baseball League?
Yeah, so Alfonso Soriano did as well. I did not know that.
Did not know that either.
Huh. Goose Gossage, interesting. I don't know. I can't find it now. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Or maybe I'm thinking of basketball. Stephon Marbury went over there and went off.
Oh, Starberry, yeah.
Maybe that's...
Dwight Howard also this year went over there and is running through people.
Oh, Dwight Howard went over there and played this year too?
Yeah, man. I think he was like the MVP of the All-Star game. He had like 42 points and a triple-double or something. Like, what's Dwight Howard doing with a triple-double? Ain't no way that dude's dishing out dimes. Like, what?
Okay, so Adam Jones is playing over there.
Oh, Pac-Man? Or not Pac-Man, the guy that used to play for the Orioles. Rome center field, yeah.
Oh, is this going to make me, like, do the thing where you got to...
Oh, dang. I'm, like, looking on Wikipedia here for, like, current league/status, and one of them says deceased.
Oh, that's tough.
It's crazy to think that Dwight Howard's already been in the league for 18 years.
Well, he's technically not in the league anymore, but yeah.
Well, I know, but just he had an 18-year NBA career. That's wild.
So it makes you wonder, like, was he not done? Is that why he went over there? Or, Like what is
I think he still felt like he had more in the tank.
Did he feel like he had more in the tank, or was he like? It always makes me wonder, like monetarily, was he not ready to go?
I'd say he made it. I don't know what his life earnings were, but I'd say he made enough money.
I mean, there's no question he had to have made a shit ton of money.
Dwight Howard net worth, 140 million as a net worth.
I could probably.
I'd feel like I could live off that. I'm not sure.
Probably. I don't know. It's gonna drive me nuts. I can't think of that now. So real quick, talking about the World Baseball Classic and players going here, going there. So when do we hit the panic button on Waino? Last 2 outings, 3 innings pitched. Last 2 outings, as a matter of fact, have been 3 innings pitched and 3 earned runs. I think he had 2 strikeouts in one and 3 in the other, or maybe 2 in each. I don't know how I feel about that.
What's the style here, Dave? Is it you lose 2 and you're out, or how does that work once you start the play?
You basically have pool play with run differential as your deciding factor.
So one thing that Skins in the chat said is USA lost to San Francisco Giants spring training squad.
I don't feel like you can invest too much in that, personally.
But the problem with that is, have you seen USA's lineup? Yeah. How in the world are they losing to a spring training squad?
I tell you what, that's one of those stories those guys are telling their kids for the rest of their lives, though.
We beat the USA team that had Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, Pete Alonso. Like, you could keep going down the list. I mean, I was shocked by the names that were on that list. And Skins, I actually didn't know that. I was trying to look for that game and couldn't seem to find it. So, that is a little shocking to me. That, of course, I don't know how much they do in those games. If they have a starting pitcher pitch the whole time until they are ready to come out,
right?
know?
Yeah. Do they do it like normal? Do they get everything they can out of him before they switch? Yeah.
Right. So one thing about this World Baseball Classic is, a manager for the World Baseball Classic for the United States. It's his first year, Mark DeRosa. It's his first year managing a team. And I saw that it's also Puerto Rico. Whoever is leading Puerto Rico's, it's going to be their first year as well. And Eduardo Perez, you guys remember him, catcher not a catcher. He played for the Cardinals for a little bit. Now he's an ESPN analyst.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He was originally named the manager of the Puerto Rican team, but then the owner of the Puerto Rican team, or however that works, he wanted Yadier Molina to be one of the coaches, and Eduardo Perez didn't want that for some reason. So the guy took rank and said, well, I'm putting Yadier in here. He's one of Puerto Rican favorites, of all time. And so Eduardo Perez just said, all right, see ya. I'm gone.
I mean, stand your ground, I guess, right?
I mean, I don't know what kind of bad blood is there between Eduardo Perez and Yadier Molina.
I wouldn't think there would be any, like you said, because a former Cardinal there, but maybe obviously not. But I do find that interesting, though.
Yeah, maybe that's why he's got the bad blood. I don't know.
Could be. So what time did they play tonight?
Hold on. So
go ahead.
9. So go back. What were you saying about Waino?
Oh, so 3 innings pitched in his last 2 outings. Gave up 3 earned runs. Mm-hmm. So we're on track for an ERA of 9. Are we this is spring training? Do we invest a lot in this? I know I just said that. I'm kind of using that same mentality. Obviously, we just got done saying that the USA World Baseball Classic team just lost to the Giants spring training team. So, we can't invest a lot in that. But I guess I just worry about Wainwright being, an old fart Just to put it kindly.
So are you wanting to know how many innings he goes tonight, or are you just making a statement in general for the season?
For the season, like, or when do we panic here?
Who does USA play today?
I think we panic. Okay, so the season starts in 3 weeks. I think if by June he's still hovering at like a 4 ERA, I think we panic real bad, real fast.
I don't know. I think Wayno needs to go back to the bullpen, if you ask me.
I mean, not that he wouldn't go. Dude's a bulldog. But I don't know that's a fit for him. Like,
I mean, our bullpen was pretty trash last year.
Yeah.
So,
okay, so our mid relievers, yeah. Our back end was pretty solid, I feel like.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
What's up with Helsley? Is his finger all good to go?
As far as I know, yeah.
Oh, Dave's camera's the one that's messed up today.
It's all kinds of blurry for some reason. I don't know.
I know that Gallegos, Hicks, and Helsley is a pretty solid 1, 2, 3 get out of jail free card.
Yeah, that's
you know,
right.
Like Gallegos sometimes does struggle with control. And that's why I wish Mike Maddox would go on down the road somewhere. I don't think he's a great pitching coach. Do you know how many runs the Cardinals have walked in over the last 3 years with him as the pitching coach?
It's got to be a bunch.
It's astronomical. They lead the league.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's terrible. So for me personally, like obviously I can play couch GM all I want, or couch president of baseball operations, John Mozeliak. Like, I mean, you know, I can sit here and look at that and be like, the pitching coach got to do something different, right? But at the end of the day, I've always been a proponent to a coach can't go out there and perform for his team. He can tell them whatever he needs to tell them.
Right.
But if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, how's that on you?
I agree.
And one thing Q says about Wayno is, you don't panic. You already know where he's at in his career, and a 4 ERA, I'll take it.
We're not playing slow pitch, Q. You don't have the luxury.
Man, a 4 ERA and slow pitch is Cy Young.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can't rely on hanging up 10 or 12 runs a game. Like, run support is something the Cardinals have notoriously struggled with. Not over the last few years, but in years past have definitely struggled with run support.
Yeah. I think the interesting thing with Wayno, too, is the fact that he has talked and been open of the fact that he's had some mechanical issues and some things that he's been trying to work through.
Yep.
So I just worry that... Like,
I wonder how much progress he's made with that.
Right. I mean, he still seemed happy with the progress that he had so far going through spring training and trying to work through some tweaks and things.
Yeah, I mean,
I still think June is your point to worry.
His last year,
by then he should ideally be through at least 5 or 6 starts.
So that also gives you time to make trades. You know, the trade deadline's August 2nd, so that also gives you time to make trades in the MLB.
So you don't worry until after the All-Star break?
I think June's decent, because that can give you the idea or the thought process of starting to explore trades if Wayno's not where you want him to be. So, I mean, if he's not performing the way you see fit, then you start exploring the trade market which I think they do this year anyways to kind of try to get them over a hump.
So last year we kind of saw at the beginning of the year, Pujols. I mean, let's be honest. Just outside looking in my opinion, I feel like we might have rode the Pujols train just for the good vibes. It's the start of the year. Obviously, he got hot, and we're glad he did. But I feel like we were kind of riding the Pujols train just for the vibes, especially at the home games.
All last year was nostalgia year. It was nothing else.
So is the same thing going to happen again with him this year if he starts falling off?
Well, you got to think Wayno's just. I think Ollie, as a coach, seeing how he handled Pujols last year, not just throwing him in the lineup every single day, says a lot about Ollie as a manager, whether how young he is or how inexperienced he is. He's not willing to just throw Pujols in that lineup over and over and over again because he's not performing. He basically kept him out of the lineup against righties a
He
lot.
played a lot of home games he shouldn't have been out there for. Again, like I said, I know you're putting asses in seats. I mean, that's what people are coming for. You got to give the people what they want. But like, are we going to do the same thing with Waino? Or are we going to let him just go out there and start and just get shelled and let him give up 4 or 5 runs in 4 innings? Or, you know,
I think it depends on where you're at as a team later on in the season.
I guess that's a good answer to that question. You know, if we're not looking great, then maybe we do that. Squirrel moment, who's starting opening day?
Waino, 100%.
Waino.
Is it a home game?
Yeah,
it's Waino.
It should be an opening game. Yeah.
Waino, million
No, it ain't. I don't think
percent.
we
There's
started
no
home this year.
Well, Waino will get the ball for the
Waino
first.
will. Yeah, he'll have the home opener start for sure.
Yeah. I think if you're going just for opening day starter in general, if it's not the home opener, then I bet it's Michaelis.
Ooh, so I don't think that.
Who do you think it is? You think it's Montgomery?
No, I don't think Montgomery gets the number 1 either. I think it. It could be Michaelis. I mean, he was an all-star last year. Don't get me wrong.
I'm just strictly looking at it because your home opener is the one that you really care about.
I don't know, man. It's hard to see. How's Montgomery Spring been? I haven't
Cardinals
even seen.
start in Toronto. I don't know how Montgomery Spring has been. I don't think Montgomery will be necessarily an ace, but I think he's going to have a hell of a year. If he picks up where he left off, he's going to have a hell of a year.
Yep.
Okay, so
Oh, you can't even look at.
Q want to know, does
Spring
MU
training.
beat Bama today?
Absolutely not. Wait, hold on. Is the killer still on Alabama's team?
oh my gosh. I don't know if you would phrase it that way, but yes, Brandon Miller is still on the team.
Jesus.
Okay. Well, if he's still on the team, then I'd say probably not.
I mean, Mizzou did pretty well against Tennessee yesterday, and Bama.
Jesse is never speechless. Can we point out the fact that I just made him fucking speechless?
Listen, there's some things I'm just not willing to touch, and that's one.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Okay. So the Cardinals start the season. It's a home opener. Yes, I think Waino gets the ball.
Wait, it is a home opener? I thought Jesse said we started in Toronto.
No, it's against Toronto.
Oh, okay. Way to go,
sorry.
Jess.
Okay. It was Toronto at St. Louis. Okay, I read that. I misread that.
Yeah.
False advertisement. Here we go. Gonna get sued
Fucking
now.
bent.
So.
Our sponsors are gonna sue us anyways.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Because they
Yeah,
don't know
so
who they
I
are, our
think-
sponsor.
Right. Shouts out to LA Computer and Cellular.
Oh no, what's happening?
Give them a call, 251-943-1080.
Continue, Gabe. Sorry.
Yeah. Nope. I was done with the Cardinals train of thought, and then I was just gonna say I don't know that Mizzou wins today, but I bet it's competitive at least.
I don't know, man. Them after the last time they beat Tennessee, the very next game they played Auburn and got throttled. So
Yeah, but that wasn't a buzzer beater game yesterday either, though.
no, they won by 8, 79-71. Is that right?
Something close to that, yeah. Hang on.
Is Tennessee still? I know Mizzou finally got back into the top 25.
Yes, it did.
And I'm assuming this will just put them a little bit higher before the tournament starts. If Mizzou can somehow win the SEC tournament, do you think they bump their way up to a 2 seed?
No. Nope.
You don't think so?
No shot. No shot. With where Mizzou's
Okay,
record
yeah, I
is
guess
currently,
there would be 4 different regions, right? So then,
Yeah.
So top 5 seed, you think though?
Oh, for sure. They win the SEC. I think you can make a case for them to be a 4 seed.
I just definitely
here's
don't
the
like them
thing.
being
When
an 8 seed to have to play Kansas in the second round.
Yeah. Things are
when
kinda
you
shaping
break
up to
it
look that way,
down,
too.
Yeah.
when you break it down to think about it from a seeding standpoint, if you're saying that Mizzou's a 3 seed, that means you're saying that they are one of the best 12 teams in the nation.
Yeah. Yeah, so you got to, then that's how I finally remembered my train of thought was a little off, because there's 4 regions, right? So 2 seed in all 4 regions, if you're the worst team of all those 2 seeds, is 8, ranked 8 in the nation. So yeah, I agree. So yeah, 4 would probably be right. You know, that would jump them 9 spots in the rankings. So you're probably actually looking at a 5 seed more than likely.
Right. I think that 4 or 5 would be a sweet spot. Now, that's if they win. If they lose today, I think they're still very much a 6 or 7 seed.
Yeah, you definitely got to think 6 or 7 for sure, because they beat Tennessee, which you would think would put them up in the rankings a little bit higher. Because Tennessee's a top 25. Yeah, they're a top 25 school, right? Or they were. I don't know if they still are.
They beat Iowa State earlier on in the year, and Iowa State's making a good run. They lost yesterday to Kansas, but they had been making a good run. So,
well, let's be real, man. Kansas is a powerhouse.
I'm still trying to figure out what's up with Bill Self.
Yeah, what's that about? He just like randomly falls off the earth?
They said that he was in the hospital. Let's see here.
Said he had a procedure.
Yeah.
A successful medical procedure.
And they dismissed the rumors that he suffered a heart attack. He just had a medical procedure and that he would be missing the rest of the Big 12 tournament.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
We need Cody to be on the podcast to talk about this.
No. I don't need him in here calling everybody bald. I don't need that. I don't need those problems. I just don't need it. Sorry, Cody.
I don't need those kind of problems, he said.
Basically, fuck you, Eduardo. See you later. I'm just curious to get a fan's perspective that, is also respectful, right? So, the Kansas and Mizzou rivalry is usually not respectful at all.
Why would it be? Dude, screw Kansas.
So initially they've got Mizzou as a 7 seed right now. So that's as of.
That doesn't put them in the very next spot to play Kansas after they win, right?
No, that has them against UCLA if they win. That would put them as with Houston being the 1 seed in their portion of the bracket.
Oof. Yikes. Houston's doing this, I feel like, pretty quietly.
Well, it's because they don't play in a bigger conference. That's part of the problem. That AAC's not.
What's their strength of schedule versus these other cats?
Hey, Seth. Getting ready to roll?
Yep, rolling with Verizon. And I got this.
Sorry. So ads keep popping up. Like I've still got this ESPN window open, finishing up my homework here while we're chatting about this basketball game.
Hey, man, glad you got your homework done in class before the teacher asked for it,
That can't be right.
What are we looking at?
Well, I just saw something that said that West Virginia had the highest strength of schedule. No, wow, they're at 5. Huh. And the 5th overall toughest schedule. Houston, 95th.
95th?
Mm-hmm.
But we still want to rank them 1? I mean...
Yeah, I mean they had a couple of good wins, plus their record overall.
So is it just the dominating victories thing then, I guess, or
maybe?
Man, you gotta wonder sometimes about these people that vote on the rankings, on the standings. In my opinion, you gotta wonder how much bias is there, whether or not they claim there is any or not any.
Right, for sure.
Just like college football, it's always a fight, right? But is it next year they go to like a 12-team college football playoff?
I mean, I think the voting
is that next year.
Might be 2024.
Next year. Or sorry, 2 years.
So not this coming up year, the very next year.
I've got a Google box right here in front of me. When does college football go to 12-team playoff. 24-25 season. Yeah, I thought so.
Okay, so next year or 2 years.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
I don't know. That 12-team playoff eliminates a lot of the. For me, anyways, I've being down here in Alabama, Jesse. I know you know how this is, but man, just it's obnoxious. Don't say no. Nope. I'm turning off my headset so you can say it. It's everywhere. If it's not
What's everywhere?
Just the Crimson Tide, everything, like everybody, everywhere. Just
Roll Tide?
Oh my god!
So you're not one or the other. So
somebody kick him from the chat.
So even being as close to Tuscaloosa as I was, there was still a lot of like Auburn and Alabama.
Yeah.
Do you still have a lot of that there, or is it like mostly one or the other?
It is literally like if you meet one person that's got an Alabama shirt, you meet another person that's got an Auburn shirt. I mean, it is literally almost half and half.
So it's funny. So this I'm down there doing my thing. I get down there, we're on this train heading out of town. Right, first trip, and like for those that have never like seen the inside of like a train engine, so you've got two chairs like sitting front to back, and then there's a control stand that comes up about probably maybe 4.5 feet, and then the engineer sits on the other side of that. So you can basically see like here up on him. And like I look over and like I'm sitting in the front seat, and then I got the conductor behind me, the guy training me, and then I see him, and like I look over and he's looking at me. And he just keeps like looking at me. I'm like, all right, cool. So then like I kind of like glance over my shoulder, and the other dude's like kind of like you can tell the two of them are buddies. Because they worked a regular job together, and like I can tell like they're getting ready to do something. And like I was like, what's going on, guys? He goes, well, what are you? I was like, I don't know. So
what you mean?
I was like, I don't really know. Like, what do you want me to be? Well, he says, we just got to know. He said, what are you? I said, I don't know, man. I'm not really sure what you're talking about. He goes, how long have you been down here? I said, a week. He goes, and you don't know what you are yet? Like, no, what are you talking about? He goes, Alabama or Auburn? No. I said, man, I don't know.
Just like that. Sir, you need to answer us.
He just goes, Alabama or Auburn? I said, man, I don't know. Like, I like Mizzou. He just goes, they both just go, oh, like I'm just supposed to, like I'm supposed to be down there for a week and already like have a new alliance to a team. Like, dude, come on, it's wild.
So what were they hoping for?
So they were both big Auburn fans.
Hey, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
So then we would go right by Bear Bryant Stadium going through Tuscaloosa, and I was going through there one time, and I was with an engineer. He was a big Auburn fan, so, who always likes to make fun of them when they go through there. And like across the road, like I guess across the tracks from the stadium, there's like this old like little grocery store looking thing, little mini mall. And he points around the corner. He says, "Hey," he says, "You see that parking lot over there?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Right over there." He goes, "That's where Bear Bryant turned water into wine in front of everybody."
Oh my gosh.
I started dying, bro. It was so funny. But it's just a way of life down there, man. It's just what they do. And like you got to think, they don't really have professional sports down there, so that's just what they have.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, the closest thing is either the Atlanta Falcons or New Orleans Saints or the Atlanta Braves. I mean, there was Mobile Bear Bays or Mobile Bay Bears over in Mobile. It was a AAA team. They used to play at Hank Aaron Stadium, real close to where I'm at. But then they left and went up to Birmingham because of all the crime in Mobile. So
Crazy.
Right. So, I mean, down here, man, it's everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
It is, man, these people down here are nuts.
So do you...
But they don't care about college basketball down here.
Really?
No, it's just football.
Hell nah, dude. You talk to anybody about basketball, they're like, what's that?
What'd they do to that football? Why is it round now?
How'd you inflate it to pull out the points like that? That's wild.
You taking laces out of that and tear that thing back up. So, yeah. So I don't know. Like, so where I was at, like, I guess, I obviously being a little closer, maybe there were still basketball fans, but for sure there were still people like the Paul Feinbaum show. I'm sure you can get that on any radio station down there. It's just what they talk about all day long, every day of the year, is college football. All day long, every day of the year. I love the Paul Feinbaum show, by the way. Great show in general, and I love to hear people argue. Phyllis, bless your heart.
Hey, to the previous caller, Paul.
Yeah. Listen here, cow turd. Phyllis, I'll see if I can pull up that skit sometime. So,
yeah, Phyllis is good.
Phyllis gets.
So where I was.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
So Phyllis calls in. I don't know if anybody listens or watches the Paul Feinbaum show. Phyllis used to be a regular on the show. Don't know if she still is or not. Sounds like a great lady. Probably, I'm gonna guess mid late 50s. Sounds like she has lived off of Misty's. Probably Misty 120s for the last 30, 40 years of her life. And Colin Cowherd said something about the Alabama Roll Tide, and she did not appreciate that. So she gets on. She says, "Listen here, cow turd." Kept calling him cow turd when she called in for her little segment that day. Had me rolling.
Yeah. Yeah, she was not a fan of Colin.
It's fantastic. But continue, then we need to move on. Continue what you got, Jake.
No, so I was just bringing that up because, college football down here is a way of life. And these people down here, they don't agree with the college football playoff. And they think that, it should just be, the top two teams or the top whatever playing in the big bowl that. And I'm just like,
be Alabama versus whoever wants to come and get beat.
Man, pretty much.
We're just gonna have two Iron Bowls every year.
Yeah, that's your national champion.
They're all butthurt about Alabama not making it into the playoff last year, and I'm like, well, they lost 2 games. Like, what does it matter?
Yeah, they're probably ready to burn the town down. And
they still almost made it into the college football playoff, anyways.
How much of that do you think, like, just the hype carries with them,
dude? Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, and with the voters, there's got to be some sort of bias because they know Alabama always usually passes the eye test, and they're there every year.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Nick Saban.
Yeah, they're always in the mix. Absolutely, no doubt about it. What was that?
Dave, what are you doing?
I clicked a button. I'm sorry.
Oh, right.
Dave just got a virus on his computer.
I clicked a button and then it said laughing, and I was like, well, yeah, I like to laugh. And I clicked it, and then it.
Stop it right now. God damn.
Yeah, there it was. Yeah. You see it? Here, hold on.
Let's go.
Let me see here. Oh, I can give you that one, or I can give you this one with my tongue out.
Oh my god, this is awesome.
Man. Here, let me do it again.
Yeah, that was cool, man.
Content.
Boy, I love this.
Quality content on the Unicorn Cowboy podcast today, brought to you by LA Computer and Cellular.
No.
Yeah, shouts out to him. 251-943-1080.
Anyway, I've talked about what I needed to. We talked about the World Baseball Classic. Jacob, you want to talk about food now?
Oh, are we at the food section?
The food show, real quick. Hey, I want to run something by you guys here, real quick. So.
Oh yeah. Hey, we need these stats, bro. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Why are we giggling here?
Wait, why? We were always giggling because we're just having fun.
Well, Dave was down there uncontrollably giggling, so I was.
We're just some boys, just doing what boys do.
Oh,
having fun. Boys being boys, if you will.
Boys. Oh my god.
All right. So I'm gonna hit you with 2 sets of stats here.
Kick him.
This is maybe somewhat lengthy.
Don't tell us, right?
Don't tell you what.
Don't tell us who the stats are. You're just gonna give us stats and tell us to pick.
Correct.
QB1 or QB2. Okay, gotcha.
So quarterback number 1. Like I said, this is a bit to take in. We can go over this a couple of different times.
Is he a real nice guy?
They're both real nice guys. Hi, buddy.
They like Chinese food? Oh, shoot. I like what's up?
Well,
yeah. Flexing on his haters.
Yeah.
What's up, haters?
Don't hate me because you hate me. So
Flexing on them haters, man. When I do
Hey,
that,
so
soldier boy, I
anyway,
lean
so
to the
does-
left and crank that thing.
Now you.
I got him.
Now does quarterback one prefer Mexican or Chinese food?
Yeah, we need to know. This is pretty
they
crucial.
both prefer Mexican and Chinese.
Oh, they like both.
They both.
You got my
Both
attention.
like
Go ahead.
both.
Tell me
All
what you
right,
need
so-
to. Yeah,
Snack
yeah,
just
go
tell
ahead.
Hayden to chill. All right, I got my sticky note ready. I'm ready to write down these
All right.
stats. Run them
Quarterback
down.
number 1,
Yep.
Okay.
63.3% completion percentage,
Okay.
14,681 total yards,
Okay.
105 touchdowns,
Yep.
58 total turnovers.
Are these measured?
Oh, hold on.
Are these measured
This is over.
over the same amount of
Yes.
years? Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. So 58 total turnovers. So that's fumbles and interceptions.
Correct. Sacked 106 times.
Okay.
Well, okay. That's kind of a stat that's hard to judge.
Hang on to the
'cause
ball.
You don't know
You're running. What are you doing?
Yeah. Well, you don't know how much of that is your terrible offensive line too.
You
But
can
go
know
ahead.
when to make a decision to get rid of a ball.
Well, this is true. Go ahead.
Anyway, Jacob, let him finish.
I am. I'm just
1 and
asking.
3 in playoff games, never made it past a divisional game.
All
But
right.
has
So QB1 is Lamar Jackson.
an
QB2,
MVP.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely Lamar. All right.
So QB2,
All right.
65.6% completion percentage,
Okay. So
Okay.
2 points better.
16,273 total yards,
2,000 more yards.
90 touchdowns. Footnote with the 90
Okay, so 10.
touchdowns, while less touchdowns for quarterback 1, most of came in a singular year. So even if you average it out,
Okay.
it's only 4 more touchdowns a year. But most of those, hi Riley. Go ahead.
I love how his mic just doesn't pick any of that up. Like
Well,
she's
yeah,
just
talking-
right there.
You know, she's.
Oh yeah, she.
I want to. Can I please go get a bomb pop?
Dad,
That's
can
actually
you,
what she
can you
asked me to
please
hear
make
her.
me a? Dad, can you
Yeah.
please make me a heart-shaped cheese?
Yeah, in a minute.
No, I saw she wanted a bomb pop. I read her lips.
So anyway, 65% completion percentage.
So
60K
most of those
yards,
TDs
90
were-
touchdowns,
90 touchdowns.
most in 1 year.
Yeah, so yeah, the other
Yep.
had most of his extra touchdowns in 1 year, but even still, if you break it up over the 4
Okay.
years that these stats were pulled from, that's only 4 more touchdowns a year. 55 turnovers,
so far less.
sacked 103 games. Sorry,
Times
sacked
you mean.
103 times. 3 and 2 in
All right.
playoff appearances with the Super Bowl appearance.
Okay.
Which quarterback you taking?
MVP or no MVP?
No MVPs.
I'm taking 2.
Yeah, I think I'm taking 2 as well. Got the killer instinct of better playoff record.
And he guesses on quarterback number 2.
Who quarterback 2 is?
Joe Burrow.
He hasn't been in
No.
the league 4 years. This is over the last 4 years.
Oh,
Of,
4 years.
So,
Okay, sorry.
4 years of healthy play. It wouldn't be fair to do off of injured years. This is last 4 years of full seasons.
Was it Josh Allen?
No,
No, haven't made the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Guess he hadn't. Huh.
Hold on.
this is eating Gabe up. I could tell. I'm gonna give you one more guess. I'm gonna hit you with it.
Let me think it through for a second. So
Super Bowl appearance has played
Matthew
in 5.
Stafford.
No,
Oh, that's a good
quarterback
guess.
number 1 is in fact Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Quarterback
2's not Derek Carr.
Quarterback number 2, Jared Goff.
Oh,
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
Wow.
So with all the rumors swirling that Lamar could
Hold
possibly
on.
end up
When did
18,
was that his 18? That was his.
he lost to the
Okay.
Patriots in 18.
yeah.
So
Okay.
there's rumors swirling Lamar could end up in Detroit.
No, the last I saw, it was they had him projected to go to Indianapolis.
So rumors was swirling that he could end up in Detroit.
Wow.
But given those stats, everybody picks quarterback 2, and then you factor in that Lamar is also injury prone.
I still think I'm taking quarterback too, whether or not his name is Jared Goff or not.
But that's just like, that's why sometimes, like and don't get me wrong.
I feel like Jared Goff's gotten a bad shake of things, though,
Yeah,
too.
I agree. I 100% agree. Like, I personally think Jared Goff is a good quarterback. I consider Jared Goff, and this might be an unpopular take, kind of like when Matt Ryan was in his prime, like a prime Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Matty Ice.
That 28-3 game really killed him.
Well, I mean, he was kind of...
He's not been the same since, honestly.
And he was questionably on the downhill already after that. But when he was prime Matt Ryan...
Those years with Julio?
Did you guys see what you just said in the chat? Goff is the modern-day Alex Smith.
No way. Get out of here.
No shot.
Dude,
man.
No, he throws way better than Alex Smith.
Muted. Man, so the problem with that is I don't think Alex Smith had the mindset to go downfield because when he did, it was pretty decent. You know, like
Smith was a serviceable quarterback.
Yeah, he was a game manager.
He's not going to win you a game. He's not going to lose you a game. But you look at these. But you look at these numbers here. You know, like it was kind of crazy. Like I just wanted to see, you know, like because I mean we obviously know talk about Lamar going there and Jared Goff. I think if I remember correctly, he's still got a couple years left on his contract, so they have to dump him or do something with him. But they got me thinking, like, what would you gain by doing that? Because, like, I didn't really see the point in that, especially considering how good their offense had been. And then I started crunching the numbers, and I was kind of like, holy shit. Like Goff is actually the better fit here. And now,
that's wild.
Is that saying that Lamar couldn't have better numbers in a situation?
With a better team?
But, I mean, you can play the what-if game all day, though.
Yeah, you can.
You can play the what-if game all day. But the fact that, like, you look at those numbers and everybody picks quarterback number 2. It's just kind of a wild thing to me. I surprised myself with that.
Well, that gets tricky too, though. Just starting to think about that because take out any of the free agency stuff that's happened so far, like with Derek Carr or potentially Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets.
You're deep in thought, bro.
I'm just thinking.
Just look at it. Oh, it's back.
you were legit stuck. Like,
oh,
it was fantastic.
I'm just thinking. Would Lamar be better? Like, how much better would the New York Jets have been if Lamar was the quarterback, or how much better would have the Lions been last year had Lamar been the quarterback? Now, I would think that Lamar probably would have made the Jets a little bit better because that was kind of a train wreck. But I'm just thinking in general, like if you pick him from one team, put him on another team, how much different is their record potentially, and does it make them that much better?
I still think Lamar obviously is dynamic. Like he can change the game with his feet in a heartbeat, right? Don't get me wrong. But his arm is not what it needs to be that next level elite quarterback.
Yep.
And that's how I feel about it. I don't think once you get over 20-yard passing, stop. Like,
see, and that's why I did total yards. Like you can't factor in. And also the yards total surprised me as well. I mean, obviously we know Lamar likes to run a lot. He doesn't throw a ton. He likes to run a lot. But even still, like Goff is still covering more yards. Like he's like it was. I literally laughed out loud at the amount of rushing yards that Goff had compared to Lamar. I think his career rushing yards doesn't even add up to like a half a season of Lamar's.
Right.
But it was just kind of wild. Like Goff can move the football without running. It just pocket passers can still be a thing in the NFL. I know, being a Bears fan, Justin Fields coming to town, and I'm wanting to see this guy run around like his ass is on fire. But that's because I want to watch my football team win. Like, I don't know what to say.
Speaking of the Bears, touch on that for a second. How do you feel about them trading the first pick?
They had to trade the first pick. They absolutely had to because they need more than one player. They need multiple players to try and help the situation that they're in. Now,
and they did get 2 first-rounders back, didn't they?
What did they get? Fuck, they got.
Or did they get a first-rounder? I know they got pick 9 back. Well, I thought it was like pick 23 as well, maybe. Or
yeah,
maybe
they got 2 first-rounders.
That's what I thought.
Google box right here in front of me.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's pull this up via Yahoo Sports. 9th round pick. Oh God. So it's the 9th pick overall, the 61st pick overall. and then a first-round pick in 24 and a second-round pick in 25, and wide receiver DJ Moore. Don't hate the pick. I love the. I like it. I do like it. I'm not mad about it. Personally, though, I wish we would have gotten some defense. Like
I don't know, man. DJ Moore's a pretty good receiver to put up there with Fields. I mean,
like towards the end of the year when Fields kind of finds himself, and they started rolling right last 4 or 5, maybe even 6 or 7 games of the year, they start rolling, start scoring the football. But it don't matter if you're scoring 40 points a game if you're giving up 50.
Who was his number 1 receiver last year?
I don't know that it would have been Claypool, but it had to be close.
Well, Claypool was hurt a couple games,
That's
wasn't
what
he?
I'm saying. So, like, statistically...
Darnell Mooney.
Okay, statistically, I don't know who it would have been. I know who it should have been.
Yeah, because I had...
Mooney.
I did that. That's on me. My bad. Because I had him on my fantasy team.
So, Cole Kmet actually led the team in receptions.
Okay.
Receiving yards, an abysmal 544.
Do you all need anything for your offensive line?
We need...
So he doesn't have to scramble as much?
Defense is just awful.
So Snack said Jalen Carter can still be available at number 9.
Adam Thielen just got released by the Vikings,
on the
too.
market.
Where do we think he goes?
Shoot.
This is kind of
He'll have-
segueing into what I put on my topic too. So we'll just
He'll have a good market. I mean, he's really serviceable. You know who he reminds me of? He's just not quite as quick as Cole Beasley.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he just always seems to find a way to be where the ball needs to be. I mean, those good seasons that he had in Dallas, Cole Beasley was really good, and then even with Buffalo, he had a couple of good years too.
So
what do we think about? So touching on what Snacks just said about Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter just got in a little bit of trouble this morning, driving 90 miles an hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone.
never had a speeding ticket.
You're not allowed to do that?
Okay, I'm not saying it's a big deal, but this close to draft, and I mean that could be.
Well, he's already in trouble, isn't he?
No, not Jalen Carter. I don't think somebody else from Georgia. Georgia was the college Dallas Cowboys football team this year.
Well, because they've got the other issue with another player.
Yeah, who was racing and told the cops the wrong story, and it resulted in a death.
Yeah.
It was their running back, I believe. Because he was supposed to be like a top 5 pick.
So wait, he got busted again for... okay, sorry. I completely whiffed on tying the two together there. So yeah, he was the one that was involved with the racing thing. So he got another speeding ticket this morning?
Yeah, that's what I thought, Jacob.
Oh, wait, hold on. Jalen was the one that got in trouble for that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought that was what it was.
Oh, yeah,
And
racing in fatal wreck, and then got another one this morning. Yep.
Wow.
I don't see anything on... Is it on Twitter or something? Or... Because it's not showing up when I Google his name in the news.
Here, hold up, let me see.
Snack said that's why he can be available. Yeah, I see nothing in here. But circling back,
sorry.
so
Sorry. It was just posted today. The body cam of the cop was just posted this morning.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Of the day before the incident.
Okay.
Sorry, my bad.
So I do think we need more defense with the offense. Like I said, they were scoring. Let's see. I can even pull up. Let's do. What, buddy?
Is this supposed to rain today? I know you're doing it.
I don't know. Where's your phone at?
Oh yeah, it's on the town.
Where's your shirt at?
Look at that look.
Somebody come here and look at this.
Somebody come look at this.
Somebody come look at this. Look at here. Look at this. Look at that. Somebody come here and look at this.
He's gonna have an aneurysm. Please stop. Don't do it. Not on stream. Do it later. Look at how red. You're red as face. Red. Or I quit. Oh, your mic's off or something.
No, it
'cause
wasn't.
We didn't. Oh, okay. You made that believable then because I actually thought you said
Yeah.
it and I just couldn't hear you.
Yeah.
Boy, your face is red like a strawberry.
Yeah. So anyway, the Bears really start scoring the football. They're getting the moving the football thing figured out, scoring the football, getting fields moving. Defense has got to be something that gets addressed. It just has to. Just looking over their last games, 29 points, 41 points, 35 points, 25 points, 28, 31, 27, 31, 35, 49. Those are all the points that they've given up.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to work. We need defense. Again, I'm not hating the fact that, like, we
Hold on. What were those totals again, Jesse?
29.
A lot.
41.
Yeah.
35.
Yep.
25. 28. 31. 27. 31. 35. 49. We'll stop there.
I was trying so hard to do that in my head.
How many games is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 games.
Just move the decimal one place to the left.
Yes, Jacob, I know how math works. Thank you. 33.1.
Yeah, you get
points per game that they're giving up.
So crunch this for me then. Let's see how many they scored.
Okay.
So 29, 32, 30, 24, 10, 19, 20, 13,
those are some low scores.
10, and 13. Now, Fields was hit or miss for some of these too.
That's at a flat 20 because it's 200 points.
Yeah, right. So
you're minus 10 already, minus 13.
Right. So we
right out of the gate.
But you giving up? What'd you say? 33 a game.
33.
That's not going to work, man. That ain't it.
No.
No, you can't give up 33 a game and expect to win in NFL.
That's why I was so surprised to see that they went out and grabbed a wide receiver. They're going to have to use every pick on defense. They're going to have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, and maybe that's what they do.
O-line, edge, and corner.
I mean, sorry, Fields. Use your feet, pal. Like, listen.
There's nothing wrong with him using his feet, though. Like
until he gets hurt, because he is. He is as useless as a white crayon if he can't run.
Oh, that is pretty useless.
I mean, he just is. I'm sorry. That. He ain't worth nothing.
I've never heard that analogy before, but man, that's a pretty good analogy because the white crayon is trash.
I mean, hey, listen, that's the sharpest crayon in every box in the country. I guarantee you.
What do they have as their backup?
It's been hit or miss. Pull up the depth chart here to see who the official backup would have been. Trevor Siemian. I said Seaman, didn't I?
Kid from Northwestern.
Yeah, you did. We know what's on Jesse's mind today, boys.
So yeah, I just don't. That's not the play. But I'm not mad at it. Like maybe we'll just try and outscore everybody this year. You know, it's a thought, right?
And it's the thought that counts.
But let's see. One more thing I wanted to circle back and touch on just real quick.
Okay.
Then we can go wherever from here because I did all this homework, so I'm not going to let it be lost here. So let's talk about Kevin Durant getting hurt again.
And he's going to be out. How many games was it?
It was 2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks.
That's what I thought.
Thank you. All right.
Okay, so Jacob, how many games are left in the regular season?
Oh, good question.
What are we at? 66 games right now?
Can't be too many. So we should be about 15 to 20 games left for each team.
I think we're at 66 right
Is it even worth bringing him back before the end of the season?
42 games. So I don't know why I got 66 right. We're at 42 games in right now.
Oh, okay. So yeah, definitely bringing him back.
Oh yeah, you have to.
Right. If that's the number.
I saw somebody's
especially being Phoenix. I mean, you're not taking him on if you're not trying to make some kind of push here, right? You don't make that kind of play.
Where are they at in the standings right now?
Jess, hold on. How many games did you say? There's only about 16 games left in the season.
Oh, sorry, I'm an idiot. That's how many games he has played this year. He has played 42 games.
I was gonna say. Yeah. I was like, what? He's
Okay.
played 42. That seems excessive to me, considering he's been out so much.
He played a lot to start the year. So that's where I was going with that. So all right, we already got that figured out.
Is it worth bringing him back before the end of the year?
No.
If you're
I don't think so.
Let him rest up, get healthy, and bring him back for the playoffs. Because they're already in the 4 seed. Now, they're not going to catch the Nuggets. They're 8.5 games behind the Nuggets. The only thing that they could do is really look at getting the 2 seed, which surprise team. Anybody know who's in the 2 seed in the West without looking?
Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento Kings.
Okay, without looking, yeah.
I didn't look. My hands aren't
I
moving.
was looking. I don't care.
I could tell Jesse was looking. What do I do with my hands? Like, what?
Yeah, that's what a wild
Not
thing,
your
right?
side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is Buddy Hield still on the Kings? I can't remember.
No.
No, I couldn't remember
no.
where he was at this year. I wanted to see him be a Laker for the 3-ball, but didn't happen.
Vladdy's like the GM or something, isn't he?
I think Vladdy owns the Kings, which is kind of funny. Listening to Shaq sometimes, like Shaq's like, "Well, I own Vladdy, so I technically own the Sacramento Kings."
It's like real total score moment. Then we're gonna get back on topic here. So Memphis Grizzlies 27-5 at home, 12-21 on the road.
Wow.
Woof.
Well, let's hope they have home court advantage. And does Jock get suspended for 50
Here
games?
it is.
Like, oh, he did get
believe
suspended for
so,
50
yeah.
games? Oh, no, I did not see that.
So circling back here, we're squirreling. So anyway, KD, like at what point do we enter the conversation of like, is this guy becoming like the basketball's Griffey, like the what could have been? Obviously, he got more like good full seasons in than Griffey did. I feel like Griffey was nothing but injury plagued. But like, at what point did you say what a shame and like a loss of a career? So like over the last, what did I figure, 9 seasons, he's played 61% of his games. 61% of his games over the last 9 seasons. You go with 2014, 2015, he missed 55 games with a foot injury. That was when he got hurt, came back, and then ended up leaving the season again. The knee injury from a collision with Pachulia in 16 and 17 cost him 20 games. Then he's played no more than 55 games since 17 and 18. Had a calf injury and then the Achilles, which 18 and 19. The calf injury was towards the end of the year, and the Achilles was obviously in the finals. So,
Right.
not necessarily missing a bunch of games, but when you needed him the most, you didn't have him. So it's a durability thing because you need 2020, 2021. You had the hammy, missed 47 games. 21-22, the left MCL, 27 games. 22 and 23, he's up to 24 games with the right MCL, and now he's out with an ankle.
I truthfully, to go back to one of those that you were talking about, that freaking Achilles injury, I don't think was his fault. Obviously, no injuries are their fault. Like,
you're gonna have to elaborate a little bit for me.
I guess what I meant is I feel like the training staff at Golden State rushed him back too soon, and what I meant was that injury could have been avoided and should have been avoided. And who knows how much pressure the training staff's getting from Durant too, being like, "Come on, like let me play."
Yeah.
And at what point do they have to be like, "Oh, this guy's making millions. Like I need to shut my mouth and let him make his own decision. He's a grown man that wipes his own ass."
Yeah.
So to go back to your comparison, so Griffey's still arguably one of the best hitters. Top 10
Arguably
hitters.
one of the best baseball players in the history of the game.
Is Kevin Durant not one of the best players to step on the court?
So yeah, so it's an interesting concept to think just how much more could Griffey have done? Could he have beaten Hank Aaron?
Right, and it's kind of what I'm getting at. Like
For most home runs. I mean, think about those years when he was in Cincinnati.
Sure, I got Griffey pulled up right now. So he had, let's see, 94, 95. He missed his first bit of games. He had played 111 games and then 72 games. Then we fast forward to 2001. He played 111. 2002 is 70. 53, 83, 128, 109, And then 2006 is 109, 2008 is 102, 41, 117, 33. Like, keep this guy healthy. What's he do? I think the same thing goes for Durant. Maybe not on such a large scale, but I think the same thing goes for Durant.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just
because
insane.
he's a crazy scorer.
Insane.
Well, think about
Yeah.
Trout, and you can kind of look at this in any sport, right? Think about Trout and Pujols. I mean, I truly believe Pujols still ended up with what, 707? 704? I truly believe had Pujols not had a few seasons where he started the season on the DL, he could have given Barry Bonds a run for his money at 755.
I absolutely agree.
Trout year to date or career to date is ahead of pace for most statistical categories when it comes to, the history of the record books. But there are seasons he can't play 140 plus games.
I'm just sitting here looking at his numbers now. He hasn't played a full season yet. And when I say I don't think many guys play all 162 games. But wow.
But they
even
at
at
140, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, how many? You know who to compare him to? Compare him to Arenado.
No, compare him to Cal Ripken. Let's do that.
Hey, listen, I don't think this page scrolls that long.
Oh man!
But like Arenado doesn't like to take days off.
Nah,
dude, the Bulldog
No,
had a
I
kid.
don't-
He was at the ball field the next day. Like,
Dude, I was so scared about that too. Like I was like, "Oh, this motherfucker better come back and play."
Arenado has only had one season where he's been under 100 or under 130 even. So from 2013
Dang.
to 2022, listen to these numbers: 133, 111, 157, 160, 159, 156, 155. 2020 is the COVID shortened year at 48, 157, and then last year 148.
geez.
This is that guy you want on your team, obviously.
Bulldog.
Right.
Man.
And so, but just to compare that to Trout, if you've got somebody like Arenado that doesn't want to be taken out of the lineup, that is always finding a way to stay in the lineup, even just a DH.
Sure. So going.
And you've got somebody.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, and then you've got somebody like Trout that can't even sniff 140.
Yeah, so going backwards here with Trout's year, starting with 2022, 119, 36, 53, 134, 140, 114. So those, but then after that, it's 159, 159, 157, 157, 139. So I mean, there was some good years. There's a lot of good years there.
So the early
He's
years were
fallen off.
consistent. Well, the other thing too with Trout,
Well, let's define falling off.
It's not an injury thing, but he's only got the one postseason appearance in 10 seasons.
Yeah, that's kind of a wild one too. I feel like baseball.
He plays for such a shit franchise.
Yeah, I feel like baseball's a little bit different than a few other sports where one individual player can really kind of take over and make a difference. He's just was dealt a shit hand here. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah.
Well, he's the one that chose to sign the massive agreement, so he could have literally went to any other team, and any other team would have given him the same amount of money. But he chose to stay with the Angels for whatever reason.
Sure, and
maybe they said, "Hey, we're going to change things up a little bit." I don't know, but they
haven't done it yet.
Well, they did go out and try to get Rendon, who was a stud,
Oh,
but
man.
that contract is a terrible contract.
I mean, Pujols
They're
the
not
same
going to
thing.
be able. They're not going to be able to retain Otani.
I think they could retain him, but I don't think they're going to.
They won't pay him.
I think Otani stays in LA though.
You're getting ready to see the most insane baseball contract you're ever going to see in your life.
Probably.
What's the biggest one to date? Was Trout's at 500?
Bryce Harper's, I think.
But it wasn't at 5.
Or Trey Turner's that he just signed.
No, Trey's is only at 300.
Currently, the largest contract is Mike Trout, 12-year, $426.5 million extension.
I think Shohei gets 500.
This was an article on February 26th of this year.
Interesting. Who signed for? I thought somebody signed for $500 million.
I'm
thinking of Patty Poo, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, how's
Shohei
that
gets
Fernando
500.
Tatis Jr. extension looking after one season of good baseball?
Okay, here we go. Mike Trout, 426 million. Mookie Betts, 360. God dang, that's a big gap. Mookie Betts, 365 million. Aaron Judge, 360. Lindor, 341. Tatis Jr., 340. Bryce Harper, 330. Stanton.
Machado's is at
Machado's
300.
new one, 11 years, 350.
Yeah, when is this? When is this as of? This is wrote December 7th, 2022.
Xander Bogaerts
yeah.
has 11-year, 280 this year.
Yes, that's
Yep.
wild.
Trey's is 11 and 3,
Yes.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
11
10
for
and 3.
300. Yep, 11 for
Yeah.
300.
But like I said, I think Ohtani gets 500, no question.
Dude, if he doesn't,
He's 27. So then,
He's
even if
probably
you just
young
get
enough
it,
to build around.
and at the current pace of things, if he stays healthy, you're telling me 10 years with Ohtani, 10 years where he's even at a fraction of what he's at, worth it.
dude, no question. There's absolutely you
Worth
have to
it.
pay him as two players,
Yeah.
which kind of makes you wonder, like, is he worth even more? I had this conversation with somebody at work. You have to pay him as two players.
Look at all these
Yeah.
pitching contracts that these pitchers are getting. Outrageous. And then you add how good of a hitter
Right,
he is,
yeah.
too.
So then is
So
he a
do we
600
look at a
million?
60
Where he-
yeah, I was
where
gonna
he's-
say,
yeah.
honestly, though,
300 million players.
you hope that nothing happens, right? But he's had a little bit of an injury bug, too, a couple different times. With his arm, I believe. I could be wrong. I could be thinking of somebody else, but I believe he's been out a few games.
He's had an injury situation.
Sprained UCL in his right elbow in 18, elbow in 19. That's it that I can see.
You have a visitor.
Another bomb pop.
Oh, nice. He gave you some catfish? Nice. High five.
All right, later, Tater.
Let's go. She's very fascinated. He gave her a piece of catfish. Hit that.
Oh, did y'all go to the KOC?
Mom went, so he loves catfish. So mom
Yeah.
went and got him some yesterday, and he's still munching on it. She got him 2 things. So he ate one for dinner
Yeah.
last night, and he's eating the other one right now. And she,
Catfish.
Yeah.
From where?
Yeah,
Catfish Heaven.
Catholics. Yeah.
oh no, she went to the Catfish Heaven truck was in town.
Oh, okay.
is
I
that,
was going
is
to say
that the
because
truck that sits at Orscheln?
There's a bunch of them.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I was going to say because of Lenten season, the catfish
Oh,
fries
yeah, I forgot about that.
show up.
Yeah.
So you could let me see, what was Scherzer's contract? His oh my
3.
God, 3 years for $130 million.
Stolen. Stolen.
Damn, saw the Mets coming from a mile away. $43 million a season. Okay, so take that. What's the biggest?
Daggum calico cat, just
Right.
out here stealing money.
Man, Mizzou alum shouts
Yeah.
out. Take that, $43 million a season, right? And then look at one of these players that can hit well too. Let's compare him to Xander Bogaerts when he hits. Okay, so 43 plus 28. All right.
Why
What
not
does that
compare
come
him
up
to a
to?
Silver Slugger? Take a Cy Young and a
71?
Silver Slugger.
Okay, well Xander Bogaerts is most likely a Silver Slugger at shortstop.
At 71, Jacob, but
So 71 times 10, $710 million.
11. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, can we be looking at a 15-year, $1 billion deal? Like
How old is Ohtani?
27, he said.
27.
Oh my god.
15 would put him at 42, so that'd probably be a little excessive. But
So he for sure ends up in LA if he's getting that money.
yeah, the only team that can pay him, the only 2 teams that can pay him that kind of money are New York Yankees. or the
Sorry,
LA
he's
Dodgers.
20. He's 28. His birthday is July the 5th.
So think he's got 10 more good years left in him, right?
Right.
So somebody signs him to a 10-year contract. They pay him. They pay him $700 million.
Okay. He's 28 and 14 with a 2.96 ERA with 441 strikeouts. He's batting .267 with 127 home runs and 342 RBIs.
Already 127 home runs in how many years? 3 years? 4 years?
He debuted in 2018.
Damn.
He's a
And then had a
two-time
he even had a shortened
All-Star.
season. AL All-Star. Okay. I like it.
Two-time All-Star, AL MVP, two-time All-MLB first team, two-time All-MLB second team, AL Rookie of the. That's wild because it's literally he's a two-time first team. I guarantee you as a pitcher, and then a two-time as a hitter because it's for the same season. So he's a two-time first team 21 and 22 and a two-time second team 21 and 22. So one of them's literally for pitching and the other one's literally for hitting. That's wild. So then AL Rookie of the Year, Silver Slugger in 21, two-time Edgar Martinez Award winner, AL Triples leader in 21, and then it's got the date that he hit for the cycle.
So
Not bad.
What is it that FA always says? Not bad for you.
Not bad for you. What are you saying, Jake?
I was just curious, and this is kind of on topic, but kind of a squirrel moment too. But like, do you guys think that aside from Ohtani, okay, Ohtani's obviously a rare gem, right? But aside from Ohtani, do you think a pitcher, should ever be allowed to win the MVP award?
Yes.
Somebody besides a pitcher?
Yeah. No. Pitcher only.
What do you think?
Pitcher only
Alright,
should be
so you need
allowed
to-
to win MVP.
I don't know. Surprise me. I'll be done in just a few minutes. Okay. Just take it with you. I'll be in there in a minute. Thanks. I needed a sticker on the back of my phone.
Pitcher, pitcher only. Do you think they should be deserving of an MVP award?
Yes.
Why not?
I think no, because their MVP award is the Cy Young. That's how I see it.
But what?
They
but what if
already
you're the
have
most
their
valuable player for your team.
I don't know. I
That's
feel
fine
like
that's fine that they've got their own award, but what if you're the most valuable player for your team and you helped ensure they made the playoffs? You got them
can
through
only pitch
whatever.
30 games a season as a starter. That is
What if I win
literally
25
doesn't matter.
Don't you
That's-
manipulate the schedule to make sure that you're on the field for? Oh, thank you, sweetie.
against some of the biggest?
Right? Don't you make sure
against some
you're
of
on
the
the
biggest
field for all the
opponents?
must-win games?
What if
I
I
just
win
don't think
20 of
you-
my out? What if I win 20 of my outings with 300 strikeouts?
I don't care. Yeah, literally, that's an eighth of the season that you're winning.
Okay, so
Like,
replace somebody
okay, and
else
so
that
what-
only
so
wins
what if
10 of
we-
those games and gets ass blasted for the rest of them, and
And we don't make it to the playoffs.
They don't deserve the Cy Young either. Just saying. I don't understand
Sometimes
why I'm being
Jacob-
like disgusted on this take here. Like,
Sometimes
I don't get
Jacob
it.
logic is really hard for me to wrap my head
okay,
around.
so fine.
what?
So here's the deal. Why are we paying pitchers
I'm
so
not
much money?
disagreeing
Cy
with
Young-
you, but I
You know
just
what? Fuck Ohtani. We should only pay him as a hitter. He only pitches 30 games a year. Just give him a couple of bucks every time he steps on the mound.
That's not what I said at all.
Same concept.
No, it's
How is it
not.
not?
what?
What do you mean? How's it not?
You just said that you only pitch for 30 games out of the year potentially.
As opposed to a guy that
Correct.
plays every day. So why should I pay him like he plays every day?
Because Ohtani will play every day
But-
as well as pitch.
But what I'm saying is, okay, sorry, Ohtani was a bad example. Don't pay a pitcher as if he plays every day.
I agree with that 100%. I don't think Scherzer or pitchers deserve $43 million a season. No, not a chance. When you've got everyday players such as Aaron Judge going out there making plays, hitting for what, 150? Well, we just looked at some of these stats. 150 games a season. You're going to tell me that a pitcher yes, albeit are in main control of each game that they do play in, you're telling me they deserve more than somebody who's out there 150 games a season? I think no, and I think that's why they don't deserve the MVP award along with the Cy Young. Their MVP award as a pitcher is the Cy Young. That's
right.
how I view it.
But what I said to you, what if they're the most valuable person on their team?
But then that I don't feel like then that means they got a shit team. Sorry.
So you're telling me that if, as a pitcher, I win 20 games, I have 300 strikeouts, and I have a sub-2 ERA.
Yeah, do I still believe you're the MVP?
I was the most valuable person in the potential
league. He didn't say the MVP of the league. He didn't say the MVP of the league. He said the best player on the team.
Yeah, MVP of the team, sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I'm
now
saying
that team wins the world. Oh, sorry, you can't say wins the World Series because that's not factored in.
That team makes the playoffs.
That team makes the playoffs. With the best record in baseball.
Solely because of you. Because if they don't have your 20 wins, instead of going from a 90-win team, they're now a 70-win team.
Okay, a 70-win team probably still makes the playoffs.
No, they're under 500.
I mean, last year there were teams that were under 500 making the playoffs, I'm pretty sure. The new playoff format is ridiculous. It awards teams for being mediocre.
I mean, hell, the NFC East has been mediocre for years. Let's talk about mediocre divisions.
Man, were they like 2-5 last year and they're all like tied for first? Was that last year?
So 81 teams breaks you at 500.
Yep.
So you're telling me that if I solely win 20 games and I ensure us a playoff spot
with a sub-2 ERA, 300 strikeouts,
you're telling me that I'm not deserving of an MVP?
Not for the league.
I
no.
was not the.
Are you the? No, I don't. I don't even think it matters if you're the number one team in the league. No.
Why?
I don't think so. Why? What?
I just don't.
Why do I not think so? Because he doesn't value pitchers the way that you and I value pitchers.
I'm not disrespecting. I'm not disrespecting your opinion. I'm just trying to get on the same page. Let me make that clear. I'm not like saying you're wrong. I'm trying to figure out where you're coming from. I'm not like questioning you because I think you're wrong. I'm trying to get on the same page as you.
So
he's trying to understand Jacob logic. Fun fact: you won't.
You said that.
All right, first of all, fuck you.
I got about 10 more minutes here, then I'm gonna go. By the way.
I'll give you 3.
Oh, such a precise number.
I don't know. I don't think I'm doing the math correctly. Hold on. Okay, so you play in your team's 20% of games.
Yep.
20%.
Yep.
All right, not even half.
Yep.
Okay. I don't see how in any world that you should be allowed to be an MVP.
I'm solely responsible for winning those games.
I
control the game.
No, you're not.
I control the game every time I get on the mound.
At a sub-2 ERA with 300 strikeouts, how am I not controlling the game? Does your ass
get up there and score a run or hit a home run? Hell no.
Game. I control the game. I am up there dominating the game every time I step on the mound.
Hashtag Pete Weber for the win.
We rail line of coke with sunglasses on and then get on the mound real quick.
Let's revisit this since we only got 10 minutes. We got a couple other topics that are down at the bottom of the sheet.
I don't want the other topics. I don't want the other topics. I want this topic right now. I want your logic. I want you to make this make sense to me, and you're not.
I'm not going to. You're already in your way. Like it's not going to matter what I say. So
it's not a matter of being in my way. I just want to be able to understand it from your point of view.
I'm literally telling you, they only play in 20% of the games. You don't score runs. You don't hit anymore. Unless you're Shohei Ohtani, who plays both sides of the ball, that is not the typical person.
Don't factor him into this.
I'm not.
So you're saying because I only play in 20% of the games, I'm not deserving.
I'm elite. I am elite at what I do when I play my 20 games.
That's fine. Be elite. Be great. That's why you deserve the Cy Young. That is also why you don't deserve the MVP, is only 20% of the games.
What if I am that much more elite than my competition in my position compared to position players? What if nobody can say Jesse's a...
What if I impact a game better than an Aaron Judge?
What if like
for my 20% of starts?
Jesse is a way more impactful player as a pitcher than all the other pitchers compared to Gabe and Jacob, who are similarly good players, and they're in the running for MVP
as hitters.
Yes.
Nah.
But Jesse's just that much better than everybody else.
Yeah. So you deserve
I batted 340 with 45 home runs
Pitchers are
and
DHs.
130.
No, he's...
I'm giving you a position player. I batted 340 with 45 home runs and 140 RBIs.
How many games did you play? A lot?
140.
Okay. Yeah.
My team doesn't make the playoffs.
More deserving.
Wait. How is he valuable? You didn't make the playoffs. What'd you do to...
Just because the rest of his team shit doesn't make him a valuable player? Okay, so look at Trout, for example, right? He's won the MVP how many times? How many times has he won the MVP? Do we know?
I'm going to put that down, and I'm going to get back to Google.
3-time MVP award winner.
Okay, let's do this.
2014, 16, and 19. Okay, so let's do 2019, most recent year.
Keep those years pulled up. I already got the record pulled up.
'14, 16, 19. I don't know why that's crashing. Okay, so 2019. Verlander won the Cy Young in 19.
Oh, shout out Mike Scioscia. Just ran across that name. How fun.
So that year, Verlander finished 11th in first place votes.
Okay.
He had a 2.58 ERA, pitched in 34 games, 223 innings, with 300 strikeouts.
So he pitched in 34 games?
Yeah, and usually you're only supposed to get 33 attempts if you pitch every 5 days.
So he pitched in 34 games. How many wins?
21 of those starts.
So he hit every one of Gabe's stats.
2.5 ERA. So 77% win percentage.
How many losses?
6.
Dude, I'm sorry.
So he had a couple of no decisions mixed in there.
You pitched. Oh my God! You pitched 34 games, and you were only held responsible for losing 6 of them. Get out of here! Get out of here,
bro.
Get out of here.
And finished 11th in the MVP voting. He was also beat by Garrett Cole in the MVP voting, and Garrett Cole took second in the Cy Young voting.
I'm sorry, just
Garrett Cole went 20-5 with a 2.5 ERA. Give me 1 second. 33.
Okay. That's crazy.
So he had 1 game less, and he pitched for 212 compared to Verlander's 223.
That's wild.
Had 326 strikeouts.
Held responsible. Okay, so even him, that's even crazier. Held responsible for 5 losses.
He had an 800 win percentage. So an 80% win percentage. So he's going to win 8 out of 10 times that he's on the bump for your team. Is going to make sure that they score no more than 2.5 runs per game.
You still gotta have 3 runs scored to win a game. And he's not contributing to any of that.
But he's making
So
sure.
Trout-
Okay,
so
no,
Trout-
he's making
hold
sure.
on, hold on,
you
hold on,
can
hold on.
actually.
Hold on.
Here, let me give my argument here.
Okay.
I found a way.
Let
I
me
found
just
a way
let me
to
just give
explain
you
this.
let me just give you Trout's stat line from 19 when he won the AL MVP.
He didn't even hit 300.
He played in 134 games. He had 45 home runs and 104 RBIs. He batted .291, OBP of .438, and slugged .645. Okay, Jacob, go ahead.
All right, this is the analogy I'm going to give you guys to hang your hats on. Okay.
I'm not taking my hat off.
Throw
I'm not
ER. Hey, you didn't have to give Cody the satisfaction. God dang it. Okay, throw the ERA out of the window.
Why?
All right, just hear me out. Throw ERA out of the window.
Just let him
Sorry.
do this.
Throw ERA out of the window. Okay. I win 25 games because my team put up 10 runs a game, but my ERA is through the roof. Okay, but my team came to bat every game I pitched. All right.
How many strikeouts did I have?
I don't know. Give him 300. You can strike out anybody and allow a ton of runs.
I don't think you're deserving of an MVP if you're giving up that many runs a game, though.
Okay, but I won 25 games.
Okay, well, you're still giving up a
In your scenario,
I pitched 33 times. I only
Right.
lost
The
5
point
of my
that you're
games.
making is it's a combination of all those things. It's not just the win-loss record.
No.
Not just because I win 25 games.
I dominated.
Is that making me deserving of an MVP?
I dominated the game while I was on the mound.
I dominated my starts.
I didn't keep us in the game.
Okay,
I dominated the game.
Hold on.
Most valuable player.
So how many? Wrap this up.
So 330 strikeouts is what he finished the season with, and he got 33. So he's averaging 10. That's 10 strikeouts a game. He is shutting down 10 batters out of a potential 27.
And that's you're considering him throwing a full pitching a complete game too. So factor in how many.
That's saying.
So now average out how many innings he pitches per game, and then factor in how many batters. Or you could probably look at how many batters he faced.
So hold on. So take the 30.
Figure up the percentage of batters that he struck out.
Divided by 33. So he's averaging 6.42 starts per game.
What? Innings per game, you mean?
Or sorry, he's 6.42 innings per game.
And he's striking out. God, 10 guys. 10 Ks through 6 innings
And
is absurd.
10 guys. Okay, so how many potential outs are there through 6 innings?
6 times 3 is 18.
18.
So he's striking out. He's not even letting you put the ball in play half the time.
I'm only giving you 8 batters to score. I guess that's it. I'm only giving him 8 batters.
I got a bad connection.
No, you don't have a bad
He's
connection.
only
You're
giving
hearing
you
every
8
word that I'm
chances to
saying.
score while he's on the mound. To even get a ball in play, I mean, I guess technically, say score, you could hit a home run.
And if I'm Mike Trout and I'm not even at a 300 average, that's not even 1 out of every 3 chances that I'm even going to put the ball in play potentially against you.
And you're elite at your level, at Mike Trout.
No shot.
Oh, you waiting on me?
Yeah,
Sorry.
No shot. No shot.
Breaking news: Jets Packers trade essentially done as teams wait on Aaron Rodgers to say
your back
yes.
is against the wall, so you're just shutting down.
Nah, dude, I'm not going to change either one of your minds. They play 20
It's
fucking
not a
minutes
matter
of
of
their
Changing a
game.
mind, it's see the other side of it.
It is.
You're not even willing to see the other side of
I
it.
don't.
Nah.
I don't see the other side of it. I understand that a pitcher can be that dominant.
You're not trying
Absolutely.
to see the other side of it.
You're right.
So try. That's all I want. Try.
Nah.
Man, I will die on this hill. I don't care how many people argue against me. I'll die on it. You literally, I don't care how dominant a pitcher can be. They're only playing in 20% of the games. There's 100. Okay. If, as a quarterback, you are solely almost responsible for the success and the burden of your football team. Yes? You guys would agree with that?
Yeah.
For the most part? For the most part.
Yeah, depending on the situation, yeah.
Right. I mean, just kind of like you gave the stats with the Bears earlier. 33 points per game. I mean, no matter what Justin Fields does on a day, you got to put up over 33 points a game. You're going to struggle.
You're right.
Okay. So that being said, they play in every single game that their team plays. They only have 17 games a season now. Okay? Baseball is 162 games a season. You guys know this. I'm only pitching in 30 of those games. That's 20% of the games that I'm playing in.
You can't compare that. It's two different sports.
Okay, I'm just trying to show you, like, that's the gist of you're only as good in the games that you're playing for those 20% of your games. Great, you're dominant, hugely dominant. Should have never brought this question up, but you're hugely dominant. Okay, fine, fantastic, but you are not playing the other 80% of your games, whereas there are players on your team playing 90 to 95% of the games that are putting runs up, that are scoring runs, that are stealing bases, that are running the bases, that are, not making errors, that are making good plays defensively.
Since the
You're not doing
advent
any
of
of
the
that.
Cy Young Award, which was first handed out in 1956, only 12 pitchers, 9 of which were starting, have been named MVP. Just 2, Justin Verlander and Clayton Kershaw, have won one since 1992, when Dennis Eckersley took home the AL MVP honors.
Wait, you're sitting there telling me there's a freaking reliever that's won the MVP?
Yeah, it's like,
Get
hang
the
on a
fuck
second.
out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Come on.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Well,
minute.
hold on.
More
Hold on.
pitches.
I do think that a reliever would pitch in more
Yeah,
games.
I was gonna say, I'll give you that one.
Was Trevor Hoffman one of them? He's got it,
Verlander,
right? Or Mariano Rivera?
hold on. Clayton did it in 14 with a 21-3 record, 1.77 ERA with a WHIP at 8.57,
Goddamn.
and then Verlander
A 1.77.
Verlander was 24-5 with a 2.40 ERA with 251 innings pitched.
Just 177.
Okay, that Verlander, that's fucking nasty.
I thought Kershaw was 177.
No, Kershaw was, yeah.
What
Verlander's was
did I say?
24-5,
I thought I said Kershaw
240,
too.
and 251
177.
innings.
That's dumb.
And he won the pitching Triple Crown.
Oh my.
Okay, for something like that, for one-offs like that, winning the pitching Triple Crown, that's probably not done. When's the last time that was done before Kirsch did it?
That was Verlander that did that. Hang
Oh, okay.
on.
The pitch and Triple Crown. So, like, you're also thinking that, like, we are saying that, like, a pitcher should get MVP every year. That's not what we're saying.
No.
But if he checks enough boxes, he's got to be in the conversation.
I'm fine with him being in the conversation. I'm not fine with him winning.
But okay, like, so you're telling me, okay, you just said if he's doing something like, even okay, he had the 1.77 ERA and a 28.5 record, didn't even have the Triple Crown, but you were sold on it before you heard that he didn't even have the Triple Crown.
I mean, man, I don't know. There's a million different ways to look at it, a million different stats we could go over. I don't believe that pitchers should win the MVP solely because they only play in 20% of their games through the season. They're not.
Then it shouldn't
They
be
are
called the
not
MVP. It
the
should be called the MVF, most valuable field player.
What?
All right, on
Yeah.
that note, thanks for tuning in to another week's edition of the Unicorn Cowboy Show, episode 4. Next week, we're going to try and talk more about sports.
All right, see y'all then.